Okay, so today, basically, I filmed a bunch about the Granada and the work that we did to it, but a lot of the stuff that I filmed didn't quite go my way because I hit a few snags and whatnot in the process. But basically what I did is I changed the whole headlight, benzol, and everything because it was just easier than changing the signal light cover. So I changed those all over, and I found out whenever I pulled them off that the bottom light, there's two lights up in here. There's one in the top, which is running light and a signal light, and then there's one in the bottom that's just a park light. But I found out that the bottom one on both sides didn't actually work. So my dad and I, we had to cut out the socket. We wired up new grounds to both of them. So now those both work. I'll just put on the battery cables here and show you because they both work now. We had orange bulbs for them, but we ended up just putting in clear ones and coloring them orange. So they're pretty orange. Yeah, well, I can't really see on camera, but they're very orange. Just painted them with a paint marker. And then we moved on because for the safety I needed a bump stop on this side here. So, oh, my light turned on now. Well, I'll be, nothing can go right. Okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna grab my phone. But we needed a bump stop because mine here was rotted out. So went back to the scrapyard, pulled that one off of a Monarch, and just welded up the patch right there. You can see on the left hand side of it. Put it in. 6 bolts to hold it in. I don't know why. I guess they really didn't want it going anywhere. So we got that done today. And then at last, we were working on patching up the torque box. Right up in there, if you can see. Properly, we just cut out a piece and started to weld that up in there. It needs to be patched there and on the front. And the driver or the passenger side, I don't believe it needs to be done. We haven't looked yet. But other than that, car runs good, stops good. I need to get little minor things like ball joints and whatnot, but that'll be whenever. Did this today too. Caution fast, because it's a speed demon. And then last thing, I believe tomorrow we're gonna fix the door pins and finish up welding the torque box. And oh, change my turbine wheels back to the chrome wheels so they all match because that bothers me. Other than that, pretty minty fresh, if I do say so myself. Oh, and another cool thing is I went and I snagged the steering wheel. Damn it, I unplugged the battery. So I snagged the steering wheel from my grandfather. He just had it sitting in his old F100, so I pulled that out of his F100, painted up the spokes because they were a little rotten, or not rotten, but rusty, and put that wheel in the car, so I like that a lot better. Real leather. But as for that, I'll try and get more recording of it because, like I said, the amount that I recorded of everything just didn't really play out the way I wanted to. It wasn't quite long enough, so yeah, I'll still just put it all together and throw it into a video, but that's why. Alright, well, see you in the next one. Right, last time in the video I took these off of a different Granada in the scrapyard because, well, I needed them for mine because I've got a crack in that there. It's really nothing too serious, but I don't like it, so I'm going to change it. And in order to change them, it's just 4 bolts. One there, 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 and there. So nothing too hard to do. And mine are a mixed match of Robertson screwdrivers and flatheads. So I'll just time-lapse changing those because it's only like a 3-minute job. Okay, so I pulled off the driver's side one, and it's weird because I don't even have an orange bulb in there. I guess the owner of the car last didn't have that in there properly, but luckily for me, the car I took them from out of in the scrapyard had orange bulbs, so I'm just gonna replace those and be back on my way. Alright, so got this one in here, which looks pretty damn sharp. I had to fight with it because it must have been just different. You can see there's like, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little gap right there, which minor, but looks better than the broken one. And then I just got the passenger side one out. I had to fight with that too because the previous owner had little tiny nuts and screws holding this one in, so I had to reach up under while the hood's open. So I'm gonna change this bulb over to the amber one too, and then put on the new one, which is right here. So I'm gonna get that done, then we'll move on to the next thing. All right, so a little update on what we did. We got signal lights, headlight benzels all changed over, and what was supposed to be a like 5-minute job turned into a half-hour long job because we ended up having to change the bottom socket for the light because they didn't work. Then went ahead and got Dad to weld up, well, you can't see it because I don't have a light, but the controller and bump stop, got him to weld that up, painted it black, put that back in. Next thing is the doors. Well, the driver's side door pins need to be changed, and then the torque boxes need to be patched, and that should be it. It should be ready for the road then.